So, yo, so soon as Z sent that over, not immediately, but shortly after, I started diving in, looking at some stuff. And I was like, shit, like this is a real thing. Like this is like real. So I didn't know, like I knew
real.
Listen, I knew that people got leg lengthening surgeries if you have some people that they're built with anatomical deformities where one leg is shorter than the other. So yeah, they go through that. Or we had Lil Lamont in the neighborhood that one leg was shorter than the other, and somebody has said that he got hit by a car. And I always wondered why one leg was shorter than the other. You also got some people that they just opt in those cases, right? In those sort of deformity instances, they opt out to do those sort of leg lengthening surgery to sort of equalize the length of the legs, and they just get what's called the club foot. So you might have, you got those people where they get one specialized shoe and the sole is bigger, you know what I mean? So that they can walk level. But I never heard of no shit like this, Z. Like this shit, I was like, niggas is really going through this to be taller? Like this is crazy. So, Aki was gonna say something?
Real quick. You talking about Lil Lamont that was at 570?
Yeah.
He shot himself in the head playing Russian roulette.
Is that what happened to his leg? That's what happened to his leg?
No, he just was like this and shit like that because he got shot in the head.
I just thought one leg was shorter than the other.
Nah, he was fucked up.
All right, Lil Lamont, I'm sorry. I thought it was just one leg. I didn't know that tragic thing happened to you. I'm sorry. So yeah, moving on. I hope everything is well with Little Lamont.
Shout out to Lil Lamont.
Yeah, wherever you might be. So, like I said, I started diving in and doing some research on this stuff, and I came across this. It's very informative. So I want to be before we dive into any deeper into this. I thought it was important to be able to have some sort of medical, some concise medical background on this. So let the good doctor speak.
Is there a procedure or surgery in orthopedics that can make you taller? In this video today, I'm going to talk about that. What's up, everyone? This is Dr. Antonio Webb here. I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon here in San Antonio, Texas. So, is there a procedure that we do in orthopedics that can make you taller, sometimes up to 3 to 7 centimeters taller? Well, yes, there is. In this video, basically, I'm just going to talk about it a little bit and a little bit about how that surgery is performed. Well, limb lengthening is something that we deal with as orthopedics. There's patients who have tumors, they have infection, they have trauma or accidents, which makes one of their legs longer than the other. And there's lots of procedures that we do to try to correct this. Most of these procedures are done for cosmetic reasons, or if one leg is longer than the other, this can lead to other parts of your body being off balance. And then your tendons, your ligaments, everything else is out of place. Well, lately there has been a trend of cosmetic procedures done to patients to make them taller. This is certainly something that is certainly going on, and it is something that as orthopedic surgeons, we are trained to do. Whether or not some people believe in this or whether or not some people kind of attest to this, not sure, but there are certainly patients out there that are undergoing surgeries specifically for cosmetic reasons to make them taller.
So let's cut it.
Essentially, your bone grows.
Yeah, so Daily Walkers, what we're gonna do is the link. Dr. Webb speaks extensively about this process, and we'll put the link in the description box below for you to check it out at your leisure. But yeah, man, this is crazy, right? Like people are actually going through this and I imagine this to be
for pussy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's the truth, right? Like It is. That's really what it is. So you know what? Before we even proceed with that, let's check this out because we have an account of a brother that actually did it. So let's check this video out.
I'm Denzel Siggers. I'm 28 years old. I'm currently located in Atlanta, Georgia. I broke my bones in my upper and lower legs to increase my height by 4 inches in my upper legs and then another 3 inches in my lower legs. In order to reach the height I'm at now, it took a total of 4 procedures. So the procedure is to break the bone and put the devices in on my upper leg first, and then to remove it, called limb lengthening surgery. That I spent 8 years in the military, but it is extremely painful. Some people who went through the surgery will call it unbearable. Myself, I would rate it, if I had to scale it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate it about a 4 or 5. It was very annoying, especially the first 2 weeks where all the swelling and bleeding occurred. But honestly, I've been through worse, so I would call it durable for myself. It was mainly used on like military vets or people who had issue with their height, like, or limb discrepancies. Is just more recently over the last few years become more of a cosmetic surgery. So for me personally, the reason I got the surgery done is because I always felt like I could be better. Like my height was always something that kind of nagged me in the back of my head. It was really my one real insecurity that I had throughout the course of my life. I've always been surrounded by taller men in the military. All the men in my family are tall. I just hated being short, and I wanted to see what life was like on the other side. Growing up, I don't know if I was treated differently because of my height or just because I was a different child. Until I was about 13 or 12, I was bullied. I was always an outcast. I was always a weird kid. They would always call me Oreo, and I didn't fit in with the kids around me, so I was always like ostracized and secluded, which definitely had a heavy effect on me growing up. I never felt like I fit in anywhere until like I really started meeting more people like me and experiencing the world. I didn't really start to make friends until I was about 13 or 14 years old. And a lot of times these people were drawn to me because I started doing things for attention. Like I started getting in a lot of trouble. I started doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have been doing. It's been rough. It's definitely been rough. I broke my legs and then stretched a bone out. It's definitely been a mental challenge. I've now been going through it. It's been an entire year now. I have to do the things I need to do or I won't walk properly again. Recovery on average takes 6 months to a year. What I try to explain to people now is the surgery it helped boost my confidence. Still had to learn self-appreciation. I had to learn self-value and overcome a lot of mental hurdles that I still was struggling from as a child. Like I'm an entirely different person, but this has also been something I've been building up to for years. Like I move the room when I walk into a room. I'm very open. I'm very willing to talk to people. I smile a lot more than I've ever smiled, and people actually call me charismatic now, which I've never really been called often throughout the course of my life. I started rapping after I went through a pretty bad divorce.
Wow. This thing
and
was rapping. I told you for pussy.
I had no way to vent, so I really started rapping and just trying to process my thoughts. It started off as poetry and just progressed into me making actual music.
Bro, don't put that on poetry.
Writing music since I was a child. I'm getting ready to put out so much music. I've been recording. I'm in the studio every day. But I love it though. This is the life I wanted for myself. You really have to learn to love yourself and find self-appreciation and then add on to it. So like a lot of people say, get women, get cars, get money. I have a lot of these things and they didn't bring fulfillment. And even the surgery didn't bring fulfillment. I had to learn to really uncover everything that was like holding me back as a man. And once I did that, I was able to grow in my confidence as a man way more than just with the surgery. I put myself at risk, but I really wanted it. So it's something you have to really want. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone break your spirit. Don't let anyone break your confidence. I say, find yourself as an artist, find your message, and give it.
So yeah, so Daily Walkers will also put the link to that video in the description box below as well for you to check out Denzel's story. Yeah, there's another video too. Like one of the other things I want to add before we get into this is that there's a brother. I mean, this brother Denzel. I don't recall his last name, but there's another video out there where he's actually out on a date. So, yeah, man, like I don't know. Listen, as somebody that is of average height, my height is right around 6 feet, right? If I got on a pair of Air Force Ones, which is my favorite sneaker, or a pair of Nike ACG boots, I could be a little over 6'1". So I don't pretend to know what the desires are of somebody that's 5'5", which I think he said his height was. But I mean, is the desperation like that you're willing to subject yourself to such excruciating pain and extensive therapy to increase your height? Like, is it really worth it? Like, I don't know, man.
Z.
All right. First of all, man, of course he's from Atlanta. That's first and foremost. Do with that what you may. Secondly, body dysmorphia, man, like it's a mental illness, right? Like looking in the mirror and really like hating what you see.
Yeah.
Enough that as a man and as a combat veteran, you would sacrifice your ability to defend yourself or defend your loved ones to be a couple inches taller. Like, that's absolutely crazy to me. It's as crazy as a sister sacrificing her ability to sit down. You know what I'm saying? By getting a BBL.
With the ass implants.
Yep. It's the same, it's the same level of, what the hell are you doing? I think when men start doing things purely for aesthetics, we've lost a good part of manhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course we want to be fly. Of course, you know what I'm saying? We want to be, charismatic, to borrow the term in the video, but there is you don't trade certain things to be fly and to be charismatic. You don't trade your ability to defend yourself and to defend your loved ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be, flyer in your own, eyes. But I was talking to some sisters a couple of days ago, man. I was introduced to a term that I thought was just absolutely so hilarious, man. I don't think they were the first ones to use this term, but like it killed me, man. They said this is the knee BL.
The knee BL. I don't even know what that shit means, yo.
Like the BBL, like the knee BL. Like, this is the man's version of the BBL.
Look,
okay,
I got you.
Look.
I got it. Wow, that shit is hilarious. Yeah, that's crazy.
I asked this question on the podcast before. I don't know if we ever aired this shit.
Okay.
I said, does the BBL deserve to be in the trans community? You know what I'm saying? When I ask this question in public, people are like, wow, why would you say that? Hell no, because you know what I'm saying? A woman is a woman and a natural woman. There ain't no cis woman, yada, 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 yada. I didn't ask that question. I asked, do people that get BBL, do they deserve to be in the trans community? I didn't say transsexual. I didn't say transgender. I said trans. You know what I mean?
You're thinking about trans in terms of transmorphic, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, transformation, because it's dysmorphic. It's a fucking illness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so they're doing like the cosmetic game is doing such an amazing job of fucking people up and making them believe that, yo, you could be more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did a piece back in the days called "You Know Pretty, Let Me Fix." You know what I'm saying? Where it was targeted definitely on black women, with the Asian community capitalizing on, you know what I'm saying, making, oh, you know pretty, let me fix your eyebrow. Oh, you know pretty, let me fix your lips. Let me fix your hair. Oh no, make it baby hair. Oh yeah. Oh, you know, let me fix your nails, make it look like dragon.
Yeah.
All of these are trans communicative dysmorphia type of shit.
Okay.
now they got the men. They're not accepting the skin of the end. There's a game. I mean, because they're already telling kids, you could be anything you fucking want. Just come to the clinic.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could chop you up.
Yeah. We can make it happen.
Take your fucking dick off and push it in, and now you have a pussy.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing. Like, they make a lot of money doing it. They got insurances covering that situation. And then most of the times when these people get these life-changing experiences, for some reason they get an epiphany like, damn, this is fucking wrong. I'm not. What the fuck? I don't feel like the hell. I want to come back. No, it's too late, my nigga.
Yeah. You reached a point of no return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know what was interesting, man, about this conversation we having is recently here in Houston, there was a news story where they caught this woman. I want to say she was a Mexican woman coming into the country with a bunch of illegal butt implant drugs, right? And she was coming into the country to perform these surgeries, right? And apparent and you know, there was some conversations had with her, and she said that, you know, she was coming there because she had a bunch of clients that she had to perform the service on. And they, you know, the end of the story was that you know, she was in violation and she didn't have you know, proper authorization to be using the drugs or whatever. So, you know, there was obviously some laws broken there. But this is not the first time that I've heard this. Some years ago, my family and I went to Colombia, Bogota, which is, you know, where my wife's parents are from, and not from Bogota, but they, you know, we visited Bogota, you know, just to go to Colombia, and we were on a plane with a sister that she was going to Colombia to get additional butt implants. And when I tell you that this lady's ass was artificial as hell, the current state of it back then had already looked like there was something wrong with it. It was just so malformed and just weird looking. And she was going back to do some more work. And my wife got into a conversation with her in Spanish, and I didn't really know what they were saying, but afterwards my wife was like, yeah, she's coming back because she's doing some additional work. And I'm like, what the fuck additional work is she doing? Like, they already fucked it up. Are they thinking that they could fix something? She's like, it's not about that. She's coming back to do something, to do, you know, something else, because it's cheap here for them to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy with these folks.
But it gets to the point now they went from the BBL, now it's the NBL, and now they're doing the DDL.
The DBL. When they really figure out the technology to lengthen a penis without taking away the sensation and allowing it to still get hard, that might be the great equalizer for white people. You talk about OJ was the equalizer for black people. Once they seriously master the art of making a penis law, brothers, we gonna have to compete on a different level, man. I don't even know.
The white cats are gonna be signing up in droves, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you know they're gonna leave us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
sisters.
Yeah, they're gonna leave us, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, man. This brother. Well, listen, I hope he you know, that whatever his heart is after or whatever his desires are after, I hope that him making this decision, he's achieved it. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Listen, I gotta be the positive one, man. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Bro, like, who hurt you,
bruh? Yeah,
in life, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he said it. He said it that he was bullied a lot as a
they called him Oreo. So you was fucking with white women, and they called you out on it.
You in Atlanta,
you couldn't do nothing because you was short.
Yep.
Punch him in the nuts, my nigga. Like, you know, you didn't have to go through this extensive surgery.
Yep.
To fuck yourself up. That's not a one up for you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You might really walk and really just can't walk again. Speaking of such, there's another thing. The other dysmorphic thing was disabled morphia. Like, people are feeling in the body, say, I don't feel that I'm supposed to be able. So I'm gonna cut my fucking legs off so I can feel how I naturally supposed to feel.
It's all mental illness.
Yeah, that shit is straight mental illness.
It's
man.
all
like,
mental illness. So is this brother, though. So is
Yeah,
this brother.
yeah.
That's mental illness. And it's so funny because the video is shot from the perspective of, like, with the music and everything, and the way that they end with the happy ending is shot from the perspective of him now finally having his life together and feeling good about himself.
Yeah, yeah,
Nigga,
yeah.
no, you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't. You are as miserable now as you've ever been. And if you think that your rap career is going to work while also letting people know that you added inches to your legs, dog, like, your rap career is over, B. Like, the only worse idea than trying to be a rapper that he could possibly have taken up is trying to be a soccer player at this point. And also,
being a super tall rapper. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And
the
also,
only one that did it, that's Shaq. Shaq's the only one I know that can really rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Dame Lillard is pretty dope too, man.
I ain't hear him yet.
Yeah, Lillard is dope, but that's besides the point. The other thing is now, you know what I'm saying, you about what, 6 inches, 8 inches taller, but your arms are short. You out here walking around looking like a penguin.
Too short to box
that's
with
a
God,
good
bro.
point.
Your arms too short to box with God.
What fucks up with you, homie?
You foul.
I'm foul. That nigga foul. He's foul for the whole community, man. He's starting to trend. Fuck that nigga, man. He's fucked up.
But yo, you know what though? You bring up a good point, Z, because how do you factor in proportionality, natural proportionality, right? Because if you're extending the length of your arms, I mean your legs, shouldn't your arms be longer too? Right? I mean, that's
next, bro. That's next, because somebody gonna say, tall leg, short arm, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And
And then he's really about to, what you gonna do now?
What you gonna do now? Oh, fuck it. Going back to thin. You know what I'm saying? Becoming bionic, man.
Yeah, you could run, but your reach is out of here.
Yeah, right. Then he go try
dunking, bro. You're not dunking for real.
He go get mad trying to box with somebody and be getting pieced up from the outside for the first time in his life, wondering how.
He gonna be missing all the shots. You know what I'm saying?
well, listen. The I don't know, man. I just hope that despite how I know how y'all feel, the way y'all feel. I just
how do you feel, D?
Right. Listen, I'm of the belief that people should be happy with the way that they are made. Like, I'm looking at the brother when he was in the military, and even when he was a kid, the pictures, there was nothing wrong with him. I mean, he might have been short, but there's millions of people that are short. You know what I mean?
Napoleon complex, and they fight with the Napoleon complex. They fight.
Yeah. So I just hope that he whatever personal resolve that he's after, the surgery gets him there. Also, to one of the questions, this is a legitimate question that I have, is that I noticed that he walks very stiff. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is that a permanent side effect from this, or at some point do the muscles sort of reform? Because listen, I broke my leg before, and I know that when they have to do surgery on your leg, you lose muscle density, and that's why you have to go to physical therapy so that you can rebuild those muscles. And leading up to that, you're walking very stiff or off because you're trying to compensate for the loss of, muscle presence in that area, right? But is this a permanent thing with the brother? Because I know that they literally had to cut, I think it's his femur bones in half and install a rod, and it looks like there's a contraption or a mechanism on the outside. And perhaps what happens is he went for appointments periodically, and they use something to adjust it to lengthen. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
What if it rust out?
Can you
imagine? It ain't gonna rust out in there.
Can you imagine? Just walk with me, Daily Walkers. Can you imagine getting up in the middle of the night, dark? You got to pee. You know what I'm saying? You working your way to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? You handle your business. You headed back to the room. You walk in the room. You go to get in the bed. You walking towards your bed. And you hit your shin.
Yikes.
You hit your shin on the side of the bed. Like like, bro, like the risk is just not worth the reward, man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, the only people that I think should be doing something like this, that should consider something like this, are people that are you know, born with like a regular sized torso, but you have like super short legs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like those you know, sorts of people, whoever, like, you know, somebody like that, yeah. But
Yeah.
somebody that's just doing it because, you know, your self-esteem is low and you have those sorts of issues, like, that's not gonna fix it. It's to your point, D. It's like the lady, you know, that was conversing with your wife on the flight to Colombia.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, yo, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Why are you going back? And yo, she's like addicted to it. No matter what they do to her, no matter what they ask her, you know, no matter what she asks them to do, and no matter how close they get to it, she's always going to feel less than or not good enough.